Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. If you're new here, take a seat, put your crown on, and welcome to the gang. And if you're ready for the gang, you know what time it is. What's good, baby? So today's video is all about this beat, so let's get into it. So the first thing you're gonna need is a eyeshadow primer. I prefer the P. Louise bases, and then I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Cosmetics as well. Concealer. You can use this if that's the only thing you have. So I wanted like a deeper, darker, kind of like a rich brown tone, and not just this white eyeshadow primer on my face. That's kind of why I went in with the brown, just to do it. And you want to take your time to blend this out. One of the tips I've learned over the years of doing my makeup is you are going to have to figure out what shape works for your eyelids. So I don't all the time like to eye a winged out like shadow cut crease, because not every winged out shadow cut crease works for me. So for my eyebrows, well, for my eyelids, I personally prefer to go in and do like this oval semicircle type of shape because it's most flattering for my face. So this is always going to be a trial and error, just to make sure I'm giving more context so you just understand what you have to do when you're learning to do this as a beginner. So I'm going to go in with this brown shade on my eyelid. I'm going to take the time to just smoke it out, work everything in, and just blend as best as you can. The most time you take to work on blending, it is going to be beneficial for you. So you could always go in and pack color on to get it richer and darker, but it is very hard to remove that darkness once you have added it already. So this is what you see me doing here, where I'm just going in, adding more of the brown just to like warm up my actual shadows. And then I actually went in with the black. And please, whatever palette you're using, I know I'm using this Carnival XL Pro palette. You don't have to use this one. You can use whatever palette you want. You can just use the browns and the grays and all the blacks in your palette, but I just really wanted to shine light on the steps that I'm taking more than just shining light on how I'm actually doing this look. Now once that part is finished and I'm doing this black and brown and like blending and building on it, I'm gonna then go in with a really light palish copper color, but it's more on the browner end than it is on the orange. And that's because I just want to create some translucent like shade, like a transition that doesn't feel like it's too much. And you want to be as light as a feather while doing this. Like I said, if it takes you 20 times to go over to get the complexion that you're going for, do it the 20 times rather than doing the one time and then recognizing like, oh my gosh, like I didn't do this, it does not come off good, it's not the way I want it. Take your time to just get what you want, and then that's when we're gonna go back in again towards the end and just buff in that brown. And I think I mixed my black, brown, and gray to do a more like a transition in shade into the richness of what I was going for. Once that step is completed and you have kind of achieved the exact gradient of what you're going for, the next step you're gonna go in with is cutting your crease. I know that there are various ways people decide that they like to do it. There's the method of carving your crease out by cleaning it up. I personally just like to go in with my P. Louise blank canvas and then just putting on my eyelids. I look up and it cuts and tell me kind of where the eyelids are where my crease actually starts and begins. So here, these are the shades that I'm showing you that I use just to kind of achieve the goal that I'm going for. And while I do use the white shade on the lid for the next part, I also go in with like a rich silver on the top. It's kind of like I wanted a little bit more pop, if that makes sense. So this is the step that I typically do when I'm doing my cut creases. I put some of the blank canvas on my eyelids and then I look up and it just kind of carves out and tell me, okay, this is the beginning of your crease, and I just know, let me go above that. A steady hand and taking time is just gonna make it is gonna make you achieve what you're going for. So that's pretty much what you see me doing here. once I kind of finish doing this part, I really like to make sure that I'm blending everything out, because you do not want your eyelids to be wet and tacky. You want it to be in the middle of it's dried down, but it's not fully dried, because if it's too wet, depending on the concealer you put on top, it's gonna mess up everything with your shadow. So if you're taking your time to just like pat this out and blend it down like any other concealer, it's just going to work the best way possible for you. So that's what you see me doing here, just making sure I'm taking my time to like carve out everything that I needed to, how I want it to look. One of the things I also have realized over the time while doing my makeup, each part of your body is very different. And so my eyelids are the same. Like there's one eyelid I always like the way how it comes out more than I do the other, and for some reason I don't know what it is, but I just genuinely think it's because of one has more lid space than the other, and it's very minuscule. Like obviously like a lot of people can't see it, but the more and more you do your makeup and the more and more you look in your face, the more and more you're gonna recognize like certain things about your own face that other people won't. So this is what I'm gonna go in with, that like white-ish Pillow Talk, I think the name of that shade is at the top, to just kind of like blend in and pat on that blank canvas spot. And then you're gonna also want to go in and do this. You could do it now and at the end. That's what I do. I do it now and at the end, but you could just also skip this part where you're not blending the tailbones or the ends of the cut crease, and you're actually just going in and packing on that Pillow Talk or white shade first, and then you're gonna go in and you're gonna just go ahead and blend everything out to make it more seamless with the transition of it. Some people also just opt to leave it like this is good enough for them. They don't even go in and like put something at the top. Makeup is what you make it. As long as you're not doing something unsafe, I will always just say do whatever makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel beautiful. As long as you're using the product safely and you're not causing or creating harm, I don't see any like right or wrong way to do something unless it's literally unhealthy or unsafe. So this is me packing on this Pillow Talk white shade just to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly and just to mattify down on the blank canvas. And then I'm gonna go with that like shimmer shade, like I said to y'all, just to like go on top, because I wanted more pop. Like I felt like it wasn't popping off as much as I wanted it to be, so I just went ahead and just did that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend again in the back. This is where I was saying you can skip the first part of it and just do it at one spot, which is at the end, or you can decide like, you know what, I want to do at the beginning and at the end the same way how Sasha did it. So this is what it's looking like. The next step is also optional. You do not have to do this next step. And the reason why I'm saying you don't have to do this next steps is because I know there's some people when it comes to liner, they can't, like it's just not it. And it's the same thing for me. Like I said, winged out looks and the way how my eyelids are shaped, it does not look right on me. So I have recognized that this is where I will stop if I'm doing a wing. Like it's rare that you see me like do a wing where like I'm really bringing it. It's not flattering to me. I don't feel beautiful doing it. So I just recognize like, I'm actually stay away from it. And I did go a little bit further because I was trying to figure out like, maybe you can do, you know, I was going with it and I just knew I needed to stop, but I didn't. And then the rest of the process is how I just basically do my foundation routine. I switch up my foundation routine depending on what and how I feel, but there's some things that are consistent. I will always make sure that I'm prep and prime before, then I go in and I do a primer, and I go in and I color correct, and then if I want a really mattifying look because I have oily combination skin, I'm trying this color set Miron powder. It's for like their clown paint powder because I'm like, it dries down paint like crazy, so I'm like, it has to mattify like my own oil, so that's why I wanted to try that. And then now I'm just blending out my foundation on my face. This one I believe is the NARS cosmetic foundation. And then after I pretty much blend this part out, what I'm gonna go in and do is just add my concealers, and I'm gonna highlight and contour just to try and bring some balance and dimension back into my face. I used to always say this when I did makeup on my channel before, where I was like, if the foundation blends, it's your best friend. And I haven't done makeup on my channel in a while, so I'm trying to like get back into actually doing makeup on my channel and just having like more conversations about like makeup and my thoughts about like new releases and like just my overall unbiased opinion in how I feel about makeup and just kind of like where that industry is going right now. So this is me just kind of chiseling my bone structure that is right under my, like where my cheeks are. I just find where the bone is and I kind of curve up on it, and I just want to add dimension. So at one point when I blend this out, I am going to show y'all kind of like the difference in how it looks. Personally, when it comes to contouring like my nose and like my face and all those different things, I think each day I do my makeup, or each time I do my makeup, sometimes my makeup just does what it wants to do. And I've been on this battling front of trying to make sure that my makeup, like I just have a signature look. And I think there are some signature things I'm recognizing that I like if I'm going out with my friends, or if it's something like work related and I'm doing like just a beat that's soft and light. I personally do not like anything on my lashes. I don't like eyeshadow, not eyeshadow. I don't like putting on any mascara. I don't like putting on lashes. I just want to go like face beat, clean face, nothing done to my lashes, because I honestly just, it's not for me. And I think I might do that makeup look just to show y'all like what I'm talking about. But I've been consistently doing it when I'm going out and just kind of advocating, saying the fact that I genuinely like doing that. Like, I don't think everyone needs to put lashes on when you're doing your makeup, but there are some looks that I feel like call for it. Now, if you see a carve in my face, because this is what I want to show y'all right here, how if you find where your bone is and you really carve up and go upwards when you're blending, it's going to look so beautiful. And then I put this blush, it's from Milani Cosmetics, and I'm just blending that part out before I actually go in with all of my bronzers and then just do the rest of my face. But pretty much I did all of that to buy myself time so that I can dry down when it comes to the concealers that are on the points, certain points of my face, because I just wanted to be as tacky but also movable. Like, I want to be able to manage doing that and blending out my concealers without it feeling as if like it's just too much. So I'm just going here and just bronzing my face with the same brush that I used to blend out the blush, because they're kind of pretty much in the same kind of color tone. But a part of me kind of wish that I swapped out my brush. But you're just bringing the warmth back into your face when you're going ahead and you're just doing this part of the process. And then I'm just gonna blend out all of my concealer and then put some final touches on my face. And that's pretty much it when it comes to like doing my makeup and what I do. And I don't think there's anything else that I really want to share, except the fact it's just stressing the concept that I said before, which is makeup is what you make it. If you're having fun and you're not doing something that is causing you harm or is unhealthy or unsanitary, then do what it is that makes you feel beautiful. People, if you live in this world trying to make people the reason behind why you will be happy, you will probably live a very sad life. So when it comes to doing my makeup, if I don't feel good, I don't feel beautiful, I am not wearing it. Like, Sasha is the one that speaks the volumes into herself about what she likes and what she doesn't like for her makeup. And so I just really wish that, and I hope as much as I start bringing out my makeup content, you just start to notice that about me, and I really keep just spreading that message. But thank you for watching and supporting. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.